girls, welcome to another edition of the Scorekeepers Podcast, where we are always keeping the score. I'm one of your hosts, Robert. Joining me to my left from parts unknown, we have Khalil.
What up?
And also joining me to my right, my guy, we got Clay.
Howdy.
And last but not least, joining us on the phone, we have Stats and Research. Brandon, say what's up to the people.
How's it going?
All right, guys, how are y'all doing? How y'all doing? Well, I've seen most of y'all this last weekend, so.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Since I was late.
Late to what?
Same happy birthday.
You weren't the only one, so it's fine. And you weren't the worst, so it's fine. So.
Yo, after what you told me, Khalil, did you hear what who the worst one was?
Besides R2 at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
The day after?
Yeah. Did you hear whose was worse?
Nah.
So,
You didn't tell him?
I
didn't tell him.
I'm not gonna put out his name, but you sent that thing in the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
This particular person calls him and goes, "Yo, is it Khalil's birthday today?" And Rob goes, "Nah, it's mine." He's like, "Oh shit, happy birthday, bro!"
No, he tried to fight me on it. You gotta say no. He tried to fight me on it.
Oh, he did?
He's like, nah, I already told you happy birthday.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I already told you happy birthday this year.
Really?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you could put him out there on the podcast, but I couldn't put him on blast in the group chat.
We didn't say his name. That's why.
Yeah.
We have not said his
So?
name.
Don't say his name.
We're not gonna say his name. That's my guy. We're gonna leave him alone.
I'm not going to, but so I could have put him on blast in private. It was funny. I had it because Clayton, man, you had said, "Oh, my bad, whatever." I was gonna come in there and say, "Oh shit! Oh, I'll edit that out."
Now I gotta bleep. Oh.
He had said, what did he say? He was like, "Oh yeah."
He tried to take some
No,
brownie
he was like, "Oh, I already told him. I called him," and I was gonna come in there and be like, "You called him like 10 minutes ago, and you tried to say it was Khalil's birthday." Come on, that would have been fun.
That's crazy.
But shout out to everybody. I appreciate the love. It was a great, one of the better birthdays I had. I appreciate it.
That was good, man.
I
We had
lot
a
of
good
fun.
day today.
Yeah,
America's Backyard was great. And I wish that you two could have showed up, but it was a good time. I know. Personal stuff. It's understandable. But I wish you guys showed up. It was a really good time. Anything you want to say about your birthday before we go on to the MLB report?
Just shout out to everybody, and we're just not. This is just 1 week. We got one more week. Y'all stuck with me. Just one more week. And
Apparently, we have a whole summer stuck with you.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
That too. A summer of fun.
A summer of fun.
Summer of fun.
That's what we're tagging it. All right. Hit me with the MLB report, bro.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
And now for Clayton's MLB report.
You're not ready at all.
Always ready.
All right. Well, the biggest news is that the Oakland Athletics, the owner, has bought a plot of land in the Las Vegas area, making another team into the Las Vegas area of sports. So we're going to have the Las Vegas Athletics. This has been a long time coming. There's been rumors swirling around for quite some time that's the reason why the Oakland Athletics spent as much money as we all did in free agency. He has not spent a dime. Yeah, but like I said, this has been going on for quite some time. Everyone's trying to get into the Las Vegas area. I think there's plans for a $1 billion stadium, just like there is for everything else in sports. But that's mostly the major news from it. Not a shocking thing, but I felt like it needed to be talked about. What? Go ahead.
I kind of feel bad for Oakland. They've lost like 3 franchises in like less than a decade.
They have, yes.
I mean, at least one of them is like across the street, I guess, across town.
I guess, yeah.
So you can still root for the Warriors, but I mean, the Warriors in their prime, they lost them. Then they also lost the Raiders, and that's like a staple in like football.
Yeah.
And then now the Athletics. I mean, it's kind of rough, but I mean, hey, you got to get a new stadium.
They didn't necessarily change the Golden State Warriors, though. It's not like they moved drastically, across like to Colorado or something. They're still the Golden State Warriors. They just moved arenas.
But they moved to a much more, we know how much it costs to live in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
money's different over there. So
that is true. Bigger news though. Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, your boy.
Apparently is frustrated in the Angels organization.
You don't say.
So there was a tweet that I got before the blue check marks went down by Elon Musk. who's paying for some personally.
Can you pay for mine?
Before the blue check marks went down, so it's a reliable guy. I think it's Jeff Passan. I could be wrong about that.
Passing. Yeah.
Oh, Passan.
Yeah,
Okay.
he works for ESPN.
He tweeted out that Shohei Ohtani is frustrated, and there is a big chance that he could be traded at the trade deadline. Traded at the trade deadline.
Oh my gosh.
Or if they do not make the playoffs, he is leaving in free agency.
Yeah, he's a free agent after this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which they're like a roller coaster, like every baseball team. They're really hot, then they're really bad, then they're really hot. There's been 22 games in the season, but as of right now, they're fighting for, I guess you could say, a wild card spot. It's way too early in the season, but that's where they're at right now. But that would be really interesting to see. You know who's on top of the free agent market this upcoming season? The Boston Red Sox.
Oh, yeah, I heard about those links.
The Boston Red Sox also have two Asian-born players on their team, not Japanese. One of them is Yu Chang, who is Chinese, and the other one, I fucking forgot his name.
He hit 2 home runs today in 1 inning.
Yeah.
That guy?
Is it Yoshida? I should know his name. But anyways, so there's some links there. And those guys played on their team, or at least one of them did, with Shohei with the World Baseball Classic of Japan. So that would be really interesting to see how everything shakes up in Los Angeles for the Angels and Shohei Ohtani.
If he does get traded, that would have to be like one of the biggest trades in sports history, right?
Sports history.
It will be the biggest trade in sports history.
Probably.
You got to give up everything you got.
Every star, every fucking prospect that you could possibly think of, everything across those lanes.
And then you got to give him the highest contract in the history of.
Oh, he's asking for $500 million.
He's worth more than that, but shit.
You don't get it.
There's people have already been linking him to the Nets as well, because we talked about him 2 weeks ago. Steve Cohen, he's willing to throw money out there, like, and just let it go into the garbage. So he's willing to spend all the money in the world. So there's a chance that this is going to be the first $500 million man in sports. Period. At least in the U.S. market. I don't know how it goes overseas.
I don't know how that feels as a baseball fan, as a Marlins fan from time to time, because we're broke, we're poor. So.
Hey, Luis Reyes looking great.
There you go.
But we can't add nobody because we ain't got no money. It don't matter.
That's all.
When we're
I
not
wouldn't
the
say
Rays.
they don't have the money. They don't have. They have the money. They just, they just have work coming.
You heard how much money they had to pay? Did you hear how much money they had to pay to remove the statue?
What? Oh, they removed the statue?
Remember that they've been removed.
No,
it.
but they put it out. But they put it out in the parking lot.
Do you know how much it cost them just to remove it? It was like $30 million.
No shot.
Deadass.
That's ridiculous.
That's what my team does with their money. That's why they have no money.
That's unbelievable.
I don't care, bro. They got money. They had $16 million to go spend on an academy in the Dominican Republic.
You know they're not gonna do nothing good with their money. You see, anytime they got money, they don't do it. I low-key miss David Sampson. I'm just gonna say it. I know nobody Marlins fans want to hear that, but at least when he ran the team, they had like good prospects and they were competitive. It was just like, I wish you spent some money. These guys.
That's it.
I miss David Sampson.
The lady running it now, she's a world criminal. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, and shout out to her. We respect the women getting jobs.
She has a World Series ring, bro.
Not with my team. You know how many World Series? You know how many World Series? She has just as much as David Sampson. And I think he actually has more playoff appearances.
All right.
He has 2.
Nah, she was in. She
got 1.
Or was that Dita when they made the playoffs?
That was her. She was like the assistant, but she got like 1. Well, Sampson got 2.
I think that was it.
And a ring. That's all it's about, championships, baby. Championships. I'm going to let you go. I'm done.
No, that's it. That was it for my baseball report.
Okay,
we'll move on to the
I'll
NBA.
start ranting about the Marlins. Let me start. Okay. And that was Clayton's MLB report.
Let's move on to basketball. We got the playoffs still shaking up, even though one series has been completely locked up. I guess I'll start
what
there.
series is that?
The Philadelphia Sixers completely swept the Brooklyn Nets 4-0.
Oh.
Oh, you don't want to talk about that?
Nah, shout out to Mikal Bridges. He look good.
That's it. That's all you got from that.
Well, Spencer Dinwiddie is in the Dylan Brooks era of players who just like hijack the team's offense when they shouldn't. But we'll just leave that. That's another team. That's another list of players we need to do. The hijack all stars.
Joel Embiid going down with an injury, did not play this last game, but I guess you could say that the way that the playoffs are set up, he's going to have quite some time before he's able to come back onto the court. So luckily he can get some rest. Brandon, do you want to have anything to say about that first matchup between Philly and Brooklyn?
It came and it went.
What do you say?
He said it came and it went.
Oh, it came and it went? Oh, okay. Anything you want to say, Khalil?
Nothing really.
You're good?
Embiid, you got to stop the flopping. I'm not going to lie. It's starting to get a little out of hand.
I saw something. I don't know if it's necessarily true, but I know what you're talking about because I've seen it on Twitter too. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's necessarily with the flopping or with not or just in general, but apparently, I don't know if I'm being clickbaited here. Apparently, doctors told him to fall. Apparently.
Why?
Because it's worse for him with his knees on his lower body or his injuries on the lower body of him, that if he would try to stop his fall, it's going to be worse for his injuries. So why they tell him just to straight up fall and just lay
did
down.
The doctors also tell him that when he's going around the screen too?
Bro, I'm just telling
okay.
you. I also saw who was it that he was going up against? Was it Dinwiddie? Where he had the ball at the top of maybe at the top right of the key, and he went into the guy and completely flopped backwards and shit like that. Yeah. Nah, I agree with you. That shit's a bit dramatic.
I'd also like him to not try to kick people in the groin.
We'll get to kicking people in a second. Or stomping.
It's not really working for him because he might be out a while.
I don't think I think they were talking about he was probably, depending on how long the next matchup goes, they said that he might miss one game or he might start that first game, actually.
I mean, the Nets.
I believe he'll play.
Yeah, they'll be done with the Celtics soon.
I believe he'll play, but it's
the effectiveness
from what they're saying, it's not good.
Oh.
Okay. He's got the swelling is.
Was it like a sprained knee?
Something like that.
A lot of sprained knees this playoffs.
This is true.
He got swelling behind his knee.
Ooh, that's not good.
And that's crazy because he didn't even remind me, Brandon. He didn't play like any AAU growing up, right? He just started playing basketball when he was like 16.
No, he was a soccer player. He played basketball.
Maybe that's why.
Started playing at 16.
Yes, I don't know.
But he's like 7 feet tall, 280 some pounds. Big dude. Big dude.
All right, Brandon.
But it's not looking good. I'm sure he'll play, and apparently he's been dealing with this for a while.
Oh, well, that's not good. Well, I'll keep it moving on to the matchup that we're looking at right now on the TV. We have Boston currently beating Atlanta on the court, and also in the standings, they are beating the Hawks 2-1 in the games. We assume that the gentleman sweep. They think
Trae Young to the Heat. Yeah. Come on, put it there. Nah, are you gonna leave me hanging?
If it happens, it happens. I'm not.
Come on, guys, say it with me. Come on now. Come on now.
I don't think you can do that when he goes to the Heat.
No, but I can. I'll still be doing that as a joke.
Brandon, have anything about the Celtics Hawks or no?
It's not a very interesting series. I mean, the Hawks are pretty excited about being down 11 at the end of the first quarter. They've had some petty falling from the sky.
Could be worse. Could be the Grizzlies.
That game was still close. We'll get there in a second. The ending score was still close.
Because Dylan Brooks got ejected.
What Dorsberg say? He doesn't have a lot of athleticism. He obviously can't shoot. We'll get there later. Let's move on to the next matchup, which the one that me and Monday were trying to talk to Rob about today. The Knicks currently beating the Cleveland Cavaliers 3-1 in their series. The New York Knicks coming off strong. What? You have anything to say?
No, I mean.
What happened?
He took the Cavs with me too.
I took the Cavs too. I didn't expect them to underperform this bad. Like this is like
I know who to blame.
They act like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
right there.
JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah, he gotta get fired. I don't like seeing black coaches get fired, but I can't. He gotta go.
But he's not the worst coach in the NBA, Rob.
Who said that?
You.
I take that back. I don't know what I was talking about.
You literally said that last pod.
They should be up in this series like 3-1. This is disgusting.
My God.
He has like Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell and like 2 7-footers, and he can't beat out Mitchell Robinson and like Jalen Brunson, who's like a defensive liability. It's fucking pathetic.
Brandon, have anything to say off of that?
I watched this game, and again, I watched this game, and I don't understand how the hell the Knicks managed to win. Julius Randle was a business. He was like 3 for 10. He had like 7 points. He was awful, and they still managed to win. Donovan Mitchell was gross. He was disgusting in this game. I think he had like 9 points, had 2 points in the second half.
Yeah,
and I think
too hot.
He had what's his name? He had what's that kid's name? I forgot his first name. I think his last name's McBride. That McBride dude. He's like a second round pick from like
locking him up.
I think last year. He had that man on Rikers. It was gross.
Donovan Mitchell finished the game with 11 points.
Yeah, I mean he's been solid in the series, but I'm not gonna lie to you. JB Bickerstaff, you're doing a terrible job, and the only people doing a worse job than you is Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. I mean,
fucking pathetic.
My God. Evan Mobley looking sorry as hell.
But he's young. He's in his second year, so I'll let him slide. He's in his second year. It's his first playoff experience.
I'm sorry. I'm not letting him slide. His matchup is Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle. And one of those two Gardner, Julius Randle, is absolutely business on defense. Just like in the regular season, he's even worse in the playoffs. And Mitchell Robinson, like a month ago, was out here on Snapchat talking about, man, I'm a basketball player. They just got me doing cardio out here.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He was upset about his minute distribution.
Come on, dog. You getting whooped by these dudes? No, I'm sorry. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. No, they might need to trade one of them dudes. Obviously, Jared Allen, because Evan Mobley. I'm keeping him. I'm not giving up on Evan Mobley. But no, this playoff series not it. Not it.
All right.
On both ends of the floor. Usually, I mean, like he's not really like a big scorer. He's not really been in the league. But he usually gives you the defense. He ain't even doing that. So.
I'm very disappointed in that team. They're probably the most disappointing team I have all playoffs.
That's the most disappointing team? Not the second seed out of the West?
No. I mean, come on. We've seen them all year.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, this is more because I expected them to beat the Knicks.
Even more than them to beat the Lakers.
Yeah, but I could see how they could lose to the Lakers based off of some of the injuries and things going on with that team. But like the Cavaliers didn't have all those problems. They kind of have their team. So surprise.
Well, speaking of injuries, the Miami Heat have now leading the Milwaukee Bucks 2-1 in their series with a Jimmy Butler performance yesterday. 30 points in 3 quarters, so that could have been a higher number by the end of the game. But Giannis has gone out with his back injury and is now currently, like I said, it's 2-1. Khalil, Miami Heat.
I was wrong.
Miami Heat in 4.
I was wrong.
Oh God, he did this.
You know it's coming next.
You said Miami Heat in 4.
I like to apologize. I had them sweeping it, and clearly they can't do that. And that's why I'm taking Heat in 5.
Why?
Silly me.
So let me ask you this, Khalil, as the one who was able
to see the future.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see when Giannis does come back, because I do think he's going to come back in this series still. Do you
He's
think
playing tomorrow?
He's playing tomorrow.
He said that? Oh, okay.
They haven't officially said that.
But they have no choice, though. You can't go back home down 3. You got to win the next one.
Even if he's like 80% or 70%, he's playing them.
Okay.
If he can move, he's playing them.
Okay, so Khalil.
He might have to be Magic Johnson, but you know.
Do you see Giannis taking this team over and taking over the Heat and end up winning the series? Be honest.
He just said Heat in 5.
I know, but he's also being Khalil right now. I'm just asking the question at hand. Would you be able to see it happen? Let's say that.
I would be able to see it happening if they weren't playing the Heat.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what you thought you were trying to go with there, but
why?
Like Robert said, he said Heat 5.
Oh, now all of a sudden you got Heat in 5.
Not me. I said that's what he said.
All right.
I even if the Heat win this series, I think they'll do it in 6.
Well, yeah, that would make sense because they want to get Miami. So, I still think that I don't think Giannis matters in the series or not, whether he plays or not.
You don't think so?
No,
I think
it really just comes down to if the Bucks make their shots or not. Like I told you before.
Well,
when they make their shots, they're a really hard team to beat. When they don't make their shots, not that hard.
They're a regular team.
Yeah, anybody can beat them.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I don't even think it's that. Well, and one, Giannis is a big part of that. If you have Giannis there, they get more open looks.
They get more open looks, but they still got to make the shots. At times, they struggle to make their threes.
But where they're suffering the most is on defense. That's where they're suffering without Giannis. And that's the part. And it's not the perimeter stuff. It's not the guarding 1-5 stuff. It's the rim protection. The Heat have been able to pull. They haven't had the Bucks haven't had the weak side help. They've been able to either pull Lopez away from the rim, or when they do attack the rim, they have a weak side cutter, or the weak side corner, and the rim is a lot more open for the Heat, and so much so that the Heat, who were the worst offense in the NBA all season, through 3 games, through the first week of the playoffs, they have the NBA's best offensive rating, field goal percentage, and 3-point shooting. And they've scored 130, 122, and 121 points in the 3 games. After averaging 109, which is worse than me.
So, Brandon, do you think with Giannis coming back, do you think he will change the series?
Absolutely.
Are you going to change your pick, or are you still rocking with the Bucks?
I do think I'm not going to change my pick. My pick was the Bucks. I had the Bucks.
No. That's why I was asking. Are you going to change your pick, or are you rocking with the Bucks still?
Oh no, I wouldn't change my pick. Although I don't think they're going to win it in 6. I don't think they'll beat the Heat 3 times in a row. If they win, they'll win it in 7.
All right. Well, at least he's changing it to 7. Do you?
It's just 2-1 now. I still got the Bucks winning it.
Okay. Khalil?
Maybe he can win one more game.
Khalil? I'm writing it down for accountability. We are not you, for us.
Oh.
So you might get a dub on this one.
Well, we got to see how it plays out. It really depends on how they play this next game. You gotta secure home court. Losing Oladipo was unfortunate, obviously.
Probably should have talked about that.
I think that's gonna matter.
Yeah, I think it's gonna matter too. But
because now Caleb Martin is just a ball handler.
Well, Caleb Martin, as a ball handler, not the greatest, but he played pretty well, all things considered, against Drew Holiday the last game. So as long as he can do that and stay out of foul trouble, I think that'll be. He
played well.
Yeah,
he played well for sure, but having him as like. He's basically, I say third, but he's probably going to be the second because Gabe Vincent is going to fit.
Oh, jeez, yeah, Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent.
Yes, bro.
Like, just to start the game, did he go out the night before? Was he out? I don't know.
I will say, though, I think they should leave it as it is. I think he should still continue to start because I think Kyle Lowry coming off the bench has been a lot more helpful than harmful. I think him working with the second unit has actually been a lot more efficient, which led to our bench points being so high. But speaking of bench points, Duncan Robinson,
a fellow Taurus, same day,
same birthday,
kindred spirits.
I mean, granted, it was his fucking birthday. Of course, he had to perform. So
on Drew Holiday, no less.
Yo, that was nasty.
That was gross, bro.
I never would have thought that.
If I can get just half of that performance for the rest of the series, I still have the Heat winning the series. But if he can do just half of that, I'm not necessarily worried at all. Now they haven't gotten to yet necessarily bullying him on the defensive end just yet, so they might game plan around that eventually. But if he can keep shooting at that clip because of how our 3-point shooting has struggled recently, if he can keep that up, I definitely like our chances even more. So,
okay, So we're good off the Eastern Conference right now. I'm gonna try. I've been trying to go in order in terms of what's the most intriguing matchups. But Rob, accountability. Accountability.
I did say they're gonna win that series.
No, you didn't. I'm not talking about that yet. I'm gonna get that second to last. The first one though, the Denver Nuggets.
I didn't say they're gonna win that series either.
Nah, but you said Minnesota was gonna give them problems. They haven't given them any fucking problems at all.
They had that one half.
That one half. That one half.
They had that one half.
The Denver
Yeah,
Nuggets are currently
I
about to
was off
sweep
on
the
that.
Minnesota Timberwolves. Just it's a matter of
Tonight.
time. Oh, it is tonight. That's
Tonight?
right. Yeah, 9:30.
They might win a game.
1 hour.
They ain't winning shit.
They might win a game. They might.
Next one on the docket.
We're just gonna skip past.
Yeah,
it.
we're just skipping past that fucking matchup. The Phoenix Suns are currently beating the LA Clippers 3-1, which this matchup has actually been more intriguing than I thought it was going to be. Russell Westbrook has been slowly coming around. Norman Powell dropped 46?
It was 45. I think.
42.
42. Yeah,
Oh,
Norman Powell dropped 42, and that game was in a loss. I wanted to ask you, as you know, Kawhi Leonard supporter. Kawhi Leonard is also out with a sprained knee. A lot of people on Twitter are trying to see as to why we don't start calling Kawhi Leonard street codes, but we're calling Anthony Davis street codes.
Because
we're trying to keep that
two
same
finals
energy.
MVPs. That's why. So Anthony Davis does not. And he's already accomplished more in his career than Anthony Davis. But I would say it's time for the Clippers to blow it up. They need to trade somebody in the offseason. It's time. It's over.
One of the two?
Both, if you ask me.
Really?
Well, I mean, they can't
Yeah,
trade both
yeah.
because of the picks, because they still OKC. But if it was up to me, I would just. It's time to blow it up. They're not. You can't keep. How many years are you gonna keep doing the? But I mean, if we were healthy, I mean, we really would. You can't keep doing that every year. It's over. You're just wasting time.
Interesting.
I would trade them both.
I might just trade one. Like maybe, like even honestly, I'm probably gonna end up keeping Kawhi. So I probably got more value in trading Paul George. And plus Kawhi, if I can find a way to get him to the playoffs, he plays like a top 5 player in the league. Very Jimmy Butler is. But it's time, bro. Like anyway,
Yeah,
you know
but
how much money they pay for that
Kawhi,
team?
Kawhi Leonard hasn't played 60 games in like 5 years. I'm trading them.
That is true.
It's time. They've how long have they been together for? Like
3, 4 years?
2020.
3 or 4 years.
2019 going to 20, like pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to move on.
No, they showed up. No, they showed up same year as Jimmy in Miami.
Huh?
They were together. They came together the same year as Jimmy in Miami.
Yeah, that's 2019-20 season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time. That's 4 seasons, and they had it. They should been every year we start the year like, oh, the Clippers. You know, if they're healthy, they look like they got the best roster in the West. They're gonna, how many people have won championships in their run?
0.
So they got. You're not going to get like premium for Kawhi, but I'm sure the Knicks will give you a pretty solid package for Kawhi.
I don't think they trade Kawhi. I don't think they could trade Kawhi.
I think you can. I would.
Your thoughts on the matchup, Kula?
Thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah.
It's very clear that if Kawhi wouldn't have gotten hurt, they would have won the series.
It's a completely different game.
Yeah, it's a completely different. Like when you talk about like playoff Jimmy, Kawhi is the same way where he's just a regular player and then just elevates his game where all of his stats go up when the playoffs start. So I agree to that extent, but the fact that he just can't seem to be healthy and he always conveniently gets hurt either during a playoff run or right before a playoff run. If I was running the Clippers, I would probably trade Kawhi too. But you know, I mean, I feel like the Clippers are still cursed. So.
Oh, you believe in the Clippers curse?
The Clippers are the Clippers, man. Something is always going to go wrong.
The Knicks of the West. You could probably say that.
No,
Well, I don't know, the way
the
they're
Knicks
playing
actually
against
have championships.
All right, let's move on to the next matchup, which is Robert's fucking favorite dream. The Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors are tied 2-2 in their matchup.
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes missed a last-second three-pointer today to make that series tied.
Could have saw that coming. Seen that before.
Your thoughts, Rob, since this is your favorite matchup of the entire weekend. Or the entire playoffs, at least.
Derek Fox, I give him some credit. He playing great. He playing really good. I'm not gonna lie, he's playing really good. But I like how Steve Kerr now went to small. You got Clay, Jordan Poole and Curry starting with Wiggins, and Jordan Poole actually played well for the first time in the playoffs today. So I mean, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. This might go 7. And I don't know if it's not a guarantee that the Warriors win this series. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've liked all the games and for the most part been close.
Light the
They've
beam,
been
bro.
close.
Light the
And
beam.
De'Aaron Fox has been he's been pretty good. Apparently, Malik Monk don't travel. So,
That game was 126 to 125. They didn't need that 3-pointer. They could have shot it too.
No, but he got doubled. He had no choice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
No,
He-
De'Aaron Fox
they-
got double.
Yeah, he got collapsed in the fucking
And
top.
they gave right to the person you want to give it to. Good old Harrison Barnes, baby. Yeah.
Khalil, your thoughts before I ask Brandon?
I think it's a done deal. Warriors in 6.
Oh, really?
You think they win? You think
Oh,
they win?
you
Was
think-
that Tuesday night?
Yeah, I think they threw their best punch. I think it's done.
No more
It's
light the
over.
beam.
Wow.
But everybody
No.
loves to like the beat.
I mean, and like you were saying, De'Aaron Fox is playing out of his mind. But okay, cool. You dropped another 40 piece and still lost. Are you going to continue to keep dropping 40 pieces and still losing?
Well, you know
if you
who's
can
not- you
do
know
that,
who's
then
not
that's
showing
fine.
up.
But if you're still going to wind
The
up
best
losing
player
at
on
the
the
end of
team
game-
ain't showing up. That's the problem.
Nah,
Yeah,
Sabonis
of
is
course.
fucking trash
Yeah.
this fucking series,
so,
man.
you know, I think
Hey,
they
I'm
threw
not-
their best punch.
It's a
No.
bad matchup for Sabonis, though. This is kind of like the worst matchup.
No, it is not.
No, it's not.
No,
It's not.
This is not a good matchup.
No.
For him.
It's not that serious.
no,
I mean, they kind of expose him.
they're not.
Because what they have
They're
Kevin
not
Looney
really
out there.
exposing.
Who?
They have Kevin Looney on them, right?
Really?
Dude,
And Draymond.
Robert,
Draymond, I can understand. He
Robert.
should be cooking
No.
Kevin Looney.
No.
Slow feet? What?
they're not.
Hey,
They're not-
He plays hard.
They're not guarding him. They're literally Kevon Looney is standing on the restricted area while he's standing on that 3-point area. He's looking like 2020 Bam. Nasty. The amount of Sabonis got to
That's what
get
he do,
it.
though. He passed the ball. That's what he
No, that shit's
He's a
gross.
playmaker.
That shit's gross.
Just like his daddy.
That shit's gross. No. That stuff's nasty. And Mike Brown's out here talking like he out here selling this dream. Oh, it's space. We want him to stay higher. Mike Brown's telling him, no, you need to stay like farther away from the basket when you do that, so there's more space. Bro, who cares about space? There ain't nobody guarding you. They're playing 5-on-4, and he won't shoot. He won't do nothing. And I look, credit to De'Aaron Fox, because I thought he would shoot them out this shit.
He still might.
But
It's not,
he
still
has-
early.
It's true, he might, but he's been through 4 games. He's been balling. He hasn't done it yet. But what I said seems to be. I also said Domantas Sabonis, your best player. If he needs to give you 20 shots, can he do it? Apparently, he don't want to give you 10. So
Well, let me talk about the other major storyline. I mean, I guess it's already over because Game 4 happened today. But as the Draymond supporter, Khalil,
Yep.
was the suspension needed? Was it not needed? Was he in the wrong? Was Sabonis in the wrong? Who was the problem in that situation as the Draymond supporter of this group?
So I understand the whole narrative. Oh well, given his history, because I mean we've seen it before where he's gotten suspended, even in a finals game because of I think it was a groin shot, was it not?
No, I thought it was a technical foul.
Yeah.
He had too many technical fouls.
Was it
I
too many
thought.
technicals? I think it was.
no, he got suspended for the goal.
Oh,
For
okay.
the step. For the yeah.
But man, I forgot who said it. Somebody on Twitter said it, but it was like, if we're always gonna punish the people who retaliate, then what are we doing? Sabonis put this man in the Kurt Angle ankle lock, and we just let it slide.
Now, do you think
Yo,
is that
like-
what that's what I'm asking? Do you think he did that because a lot of people are saying that he was just trying to cover his face and his foot just so happened to be there?
Man, no.
I'm just trying. I'm playing devil's advocate for the people.
Hey,
the worst I've ever seen
hey,
in my life.
look. I'm just gonna say this. I'll put this out there. Robert, you were there. Me and you were there at Big Dog. We saw the Drake Crowder, like kinda, sorta, almost for like half a second, did the same thing to Jimmy, and they gave him a flagrant for that.
Mhm.
They didn't even give Sabonis a flagrant. They gave him a tag. And I personally felt that call was racist.
That's why you
So-
put that in the
Oh,
chat.
yeah.
That's what that call was. Okay.
I mean, should Draymond have done that? No, But you can't be mad at the person who retaliates because somebody else started it. The person that starts it, they never get any issues. It's okay, maybe at worst like a flagrant one, but we'll let it slide. If you're the one that starts the fight, you should be the one that gets into the most trouble. That's just how I feel about the situation. Now, it just so happened to be Draymond. You know how he overreacts about everything. So, of course, it was going to get blown up. But come on, he had that man in the ankle lock. Let go of my leg. Stop it. We've seen this before. And the game before that, he had him by the waist, holding him down on the fast break play. Sabonis did that to him. But nobody said anything then either. Yeah. They just act like that didn't happen. So, no, get out of here.
So, let me ask you this. So, one of two questions, I guess you could say. One, do you think the Draymond Green suspension was, I guess, warranted? Warranted is the word I'm looking for. Was it warranted for stomping on someone's chest?
I don't think so.
Okay. So Sabonis shouldn't have gotten a suspension either, is what you're saying. That was going to be my next question, since he's the one who technically, in your eyes, started it.
I mean, if it was me in a perfect world, I would have just
both
technicals to both and just going about your business. Because I don't even think it was that serious either.
Okay.
Him out over here acting like his fucking collapsed lung over here. That was whack.
Someone put over the Tom and Jerry scream over his, like, the voice over that shit was pretty funny.
Like, it's one thing if he did like the fucking Finn Balor coup de grace fucking double stomp, but it wasn't even it. Like, everybody's calling it a stomp. That wasn't really a stomp. It was more just like a light touch off. Like, he didn't like stomp down with force. Like, it was more of him trying to get up over. And like the second he came in contact with the man's chest, he kind of let off. It wasn't that serious. Okay. Like, we're just being over exaggerated. And I get it. Yeah, you know, right. Like, go ahead, Brendan.
No. Finish.
No, I was gonna say, like, it's just one thing if like Shaq fat ass stepped on you or something like that. Like, I understand Draymond's a little bit of a bigger dude, but it's not that serious. Like, you'll be okay.
All right.
I think Draymond, he needs to go one or two ways with this stuff. All right, either get your money for it, like go break a rib or something, like pull out the 10, stomp that dude out. Or what I personally would have done, come with the old flop. Like he should have like thrown his body, so it's like a little twist in there, and you go on the ground, you're grabbing your ankle like you're about to dive, and do a Paul Pierce, have him like carry off, and then you come back out.
So, Brandon, so I guess you don't think that the Draymond Green suspension was warranted. By the way, I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter because they won that third game. That probably, I guess, would have been a bigger conversation if they lost that game like they did in the finals. Yeah. But they're unbelievable at home, the Warriors, and they're dog shit on the road.
And I think the series was fine as it is. You didn't have to suspend him to make it a more compelling series.
I won't lie. I mean, I think that suspension actually helped the Warriors. They seem to discover because they brought Draymond off the bench.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Looney actually grabbed 20 fucking boards that game without Draymond on the floor, which is insane.
Somebody got it.
No, but 20 rebounds is still 20 fucking rebounds.
I mean, you don't need it. They play small anyway. They put Keegan Murray at the 4. You can put Wiggins at the 4. Because Sabonis really, he's really more like a power forward. He's not really a center.
Yeah.
They played a lot more Jonathan Kuminga, which is they didn't play much of Jonathan Kuminga, but they played more Jonathan Kuminga, which I think they need to do to deal with, particularly with the speed of De'Aaron Fox. So, I mean, I think that'll end up helping the Warriors. They kind of force them to kind of try something that, oh, hey, holy shit, this works. We should keep doing this.
So, Rob, before we go on to the biggest storyline of the playoffs, do you think was the suspension warranted?
Nah, because I saw Embiid worse. To me, Embiid's kick to
his was
to Nick Claxton was worse. He literally tried to kick him in the groin.
Yeah, no, it was an and one, and then he stepped over him, right? That was the situation.
He kind of moved, and then Embiid kind of saw him, and then he basically did what Draymond did to LeBron a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Claxton was like in the air, but it wasn't one of those things where it's like get away from me, get off me type of situation. Like he was just doing too much.
Okay, so now we move on to the biggest storyline of the entire playoffs. At least I think. The Lakers currently beating the 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies 2-1. The biggest storyline coming out of this, Dylan Brooks, our favorite guy, the number 1 menace in the NBA, the evil villain. Khalil, you've been on his ass, for the last fucking the entire NBA season and most of last season. Yeah.
I know a fraud when I see one.
So, your thoughts on the whole Dylan Brooks, LeBron James experiment that we got going on?
When the Memphis Grizzlies trade Dylan Brooks next season, it's going to be pandemonium.
Why do you say that?
Because, well, one, they're actually going to get better. They're going to be better. I already said this before the playoffs even started. Fam, even the Memphis home crowd don't even like homeboy like that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard they be booing him from time to time. The man's a fraud. Like I said, 40% from the field. Talking about some, I don't respect nobody unless they hang 40. I mean, get out of here. Who are you? Undersized. Go on about your business. Enough. I've had enough of the Dylan Brooks experience. That man is all talk. He don't do nothing on the court. You heard what Doris Burke said. All right. To quote the great Russell Westbrook, he tricked y'all, man. He just run around doing nothing. Like, honestly, for real though, like, what does he bring to that team?
He hijacks the offense.
He's not an
Yeah.
athlete.
How you hijack the offense? You shoot 40% from the field.
He's not an athlete.
He found a way to do it last night.
He obviously can't shoot.
Brother, Khalil, dog. Dylan Brooks got ejected from that game with like 7 minutes in the third quarter, and he had attempted, by that point, I think he had attempted 15 field goals and made like 2.
With like 12 in the
That's
first
gross.
half.
The man is sick.
That shit was gross. That was nasty.
Yeah, come on, man.
Me and Robert, or I was talking to Robert, we was watching this game. This stuff is nasty. Oh my, Dylan Brooks is just, oh my, I couldn't believe it. It was something.
He got ejected this last game, right, Brandon? When the Lakers were up by like goddamn 30, right? Okay, if I'm not
Yeah, he got ejected.
dude, you want to talk about another guy dropping 40, just coming back from his wrist injury? John Morant dropped 40 plus.
He went crazy.
And then that final score of that game being after even with a 30-point lead in the first quarter, that final score ended up being 111 to 101.
If he would have
which was not bad.
If he would have started that way, relying on that 3-point shot, apparently he became Ray Allen all of a sudden in the second half. But if you'd have relied on that 3-point shot from the start of the game, it would have been a lot closer. I can't even guarantee you the Lakers would have won that game. Cause they started off hot, it got cold very fast.
Cold because Dylan Brooks decided to.
Hold on. I'm gonna get to you, brother. I'm gonna get to you. Cause my next question was to my guy to the left of me, Mr. Birthday Boy, Rui Hachimura.
The Michael Jordan of Japan.
Mr. Do It Again.
You were saying that he wasn't going to do this shit again, and he wasn't going to do that shit in the playoffs. He's done it twice now. So I just wanted to ask you how you're feeling about this whole thing with Rui Hachimura.
Oh, if I'm Memphis, I like where we're at. If I'm Memphis.
If you're Memphis, you're liking where we're at right now, down 2-1 against the 7-seed Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, besides that, got like the worst quarter in the history of the playoffs, and they still only down by like going to halftime, down like 15. Like literally, if they didn't have to like, because also here's the thing with the Lakers. The Lakers, you gotta if you're playing the Lakers, you gotta play ahead of them. You can't be trying to play behind. They have like LeBron. LeBron can slow the game down. He can play that bully ball. That's not a team you want to play behind against. But I wouldn't be worried. Here's the thing. As long as people know their roles on their team, it's fine. First guy should get the shots. John Morant. Number 2, Jaren Jackson. Number 3, Desmond Bane. Then we get to Dylan Brooks. Shouldn't be Dylan Brooks took 12 shots. I think took 11 or 12 shots in the first half. Jaren Jackson took 1. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. That's how you end up with a 9-point first quarter.
Okay.
So yes, no. He should that's on their coach. Their coach, come on. What's rule number 1? Know your personnel. You can't be having Dylan Brooks out here hijacking your offense. That's the nastiest hijack I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot. I seen Joe Johnson do it one time with the Heat against Toronto. He tried to completely hijack the offense in a critical game. Like, no. It's disgusting.
All right,
He should be
Brandon.
benched.
Brandon, your thoughts on the whole Lakers Grizzlies situation, Dylan Brooks, the whole shebang. Let me hear it.
I mean, the Lakers are actually playing pretty well. They're getting, Hachimura has played well. Austin Reeves has played well so far. Can they keep it up? I guess we'll see. I'm not so sure about Rui. I think Austin Reeves can probably do it. But we'll have to see. Dylan Brooks, yeah, I don't, honestly. And Taylor Jenkins, I mean, fortunately, they'll probably trade Dylan Brooks before it happens. But yeah, what Dylan Brooks is doing is the kind of thing that can get coaches fired. And so I don't know why he keeps allowing this, because it's not like Dylan Brooks is not like an all NBA caliber defender. So I don't really understand why he has to be on the floor.
He's the leader of the team. I told you that last night.
Self-proclaimed leader.
They treat him like he is, though.
That's because
the other
leader.
well, yeah, because the real leader of the team is in a strip club and beating up kids in the
and now suing the kid for defamation.
No, he's not.
Yes.
No, he's
Yes,
not.
he is. Y'all didn't know this?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he is suing I think he's suing the kid of the family because he says that when the kid threw the ball at his face, it could have ended his career.
The gun in the strip club, that wasn't going to be it, right? It was
it wasn't the Plexico Burr situation. It was the ball to the face. Pause.
You gotta watch out, man. The ball could have got concussed. Could have been Steve Young.
Oh fuck! All right, Brandon. So is that it for your Lakers Grizzlies, or you got more?
No, that's about it. I mean, I agree with Robert. I don't think the Grizzlies aren't a bad. I mean, like the game was terrible. That quarter was terrible, but they fought back. They ended up losing by 10. Honestly, that Dylan Brooks nut checking LeBron James kind of took a lot of wind out of their sails for a few minutes as well. They were making a run.
Well, actually, that was actually going to be my next question, because a lot of suspensions going on.
He didn't get suspended, though.
No. That's what I was going to say. He did not get suspended, but he got kicked out of the game.
I thought that was fair.
That was warranted.
Yeah, but I don't think he got suspended.
You?
They need to slow down on the suspensions anyway. I don't think stuff like that is, especially in playoff basketball. Like, you shouldn't. I mean, I understand. Look, we just went on how he's not really that important to the team, but like not having him out there could affect the Grizzlies' mentality going into games. You don't want to necessarily just suspend people because you're like overreacting and panicking on everything. Let them play through some shit. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. If they go out there and get into like a legitimate fist fight or something, then maybe that's something you would consider. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the stuff, like even like the worst thing was the Draymond Green thing, and I think the only reason why they suspended him is because he was going after the fans. Mm-hmm. I think that's the only reason they were like we can't allow him. Right. Yeah, he was out. You know, I don't want to say the word that he was saying,
Jordan
but he was. Well, you know why? Scared straight. Yeah. I mean, I personally liked it. I'm not gonna repeat. I'm not gonna repeat what he was saying to the fans, but I personally like that type of energy.
I'll see it.
But you have to, you got to protect the money, so you can't come after the fans. If he wouldn't have did that to the fans and made the whole fanfare after the fact, they probably wouldn't have suspended him. I personally think. I think they would have let it fly.
Honestly, Adam, he was doing that in Adam Silver.
Oh yeah, Adam Silver was like 10 rows behind, back in the stands too. So you can't. Yeah.
Can't forget about that.
You got to do something about that.
Yeah, avoid a first-hand experience with the Draymond Green experiment. So any final thoughts on NBA playoff basketball before we move it on to the NFL draft, which is happening Thursday?
Oh, shit, we got to NFL.
No, it's going to be quick, I promise. It'll be quick as shit. Khalil? No?
Go Heat
and 5? All right, yeah.
Go Heat. Shout out to more dubs. Since y'all giving me the team, I might as well take it.
You are the team. You're the glue that holds that team together.
You're their dream.
Brandon, any final thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Let's move on to the NFL draft. I have the mock draft that Mel Kiper and Todd McShay did together. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on the notable names, see if this makes sense, see if this doesn't make sense. Very quickly, very straight, very to the point. Brandon, before I get into this, I just want to ask you, because it's on my accountability list, because you told me it is a solid lock that Anthony Richardson will be drafted into the top 5 this Thursday. Do you still believe in that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
even though the Will Levis smoke is apparently.
I don't think he's drafted top 5. I think he drops to the teams.
That's not what Vegas says. Vegas says
what the hell would Vegas say?
the odds of Will Levis being drafted the number 2 quarterback off the board.
Yeah, but I think Stroud will go before Richardson.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, but then I think Stroud and Richardson are going to drop. I think they're going to drop in the teens.
What?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to go in the top 10.
I don't know. About
You're
that.
wild off that.
Look at the quarterback.
Wow.
list.
I'm
Who's
going to give it
take
to you
him?
right now. This was made on April 18th, so
You
not
do
that
know,
long
like,
ago.
Anthony Richardson can't play this year, right?
Why not?
He's not ready to play. It's gonna be like Trey Lance out there. No.
I thought you meant like there was like a problem with him.
No.
All right, so let's move it on.
No.
Let's go. Here we go. This is what they got. That's a wild take, Rob.
I got some more takes. Oh, you just wait. Brandon's heard some of my takes. I got some more
Alright,
takes.
So here we go. They got Bryce Young going number 1 to Carolina. We all.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We assume that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
The Texans. They have C.J. Stroud going to the Texans.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Who do you
No.
think is going to be taken in that spot?
The pass rusher and not Will
Well,
Anderson.
I think they'll take Will Anderson.
I don't think they'll take Will Anderson. I think they'll take Wilson.
Tyree Wilson from
Yeah,
Texas.
Tyree Wilson.
I think Tyree.
Yeah, I
Wilson,
think he's probably
he's a better
better than Will
prospect.
Anderson. Yeah.
That's
This
I'm
might
with
be a
Robert on that
Clowney
one.
Mac thing. Looking back at it,
really.
Mhm.
That's an interesting take,
Yeah.
Robert
he's
James.
not even the best player on his defense. That's like taking Marvin Williams with the second pick and he came off the bench.
All right, Brandon. Your thoughts?
No, I agree. No, we haven't not talked about it. I agree. It's
Interesting.
especially because remember Clayton. Remember this year, not too long ago, a few months ago, you and I were talking about like what's up with Will Anderson. Like we haven't really heard him, and I asked you because you obviously watch SEC football more than I do, and you kind of agreed with me. You're like, yeah, I haven't really heard Will Anderson's name that much when I'm like watching these Alabama games. He somehow managed to end up with. I think he led the nation in sacks. So he was like top 3 or something like that. He got like 14 and a half this year.
Maybe because they weren't getting the national coverage like we thought they were. At least not to the point to where Alabama usually does. You get what I'm saying? I mean, what they lost 2 games.
Yeah, but I still watch their games, and I just didn't. I've watched their games, and I watched probably like 4 or 5 games this year, and I didn't really notice him on the field for one, and then look, he's a freak. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like he's got all the measurables, he's got the athleticism and the frame and all that stuff, but I don't know, man. You're on a defense with like the best players at their position.
The
everywhere.
best player in the draft is probably he'll go in the top 10, but we'll see.
Okay.
But he's not the best player in the draft.
So the next one was Will Anderson going to the Arizona Cardinals at 3.
I can see that.
This was the pick that I asked Brandon. Anthony Richardson going to the Indianapolis Colts. Are we fine with
I
that?
don't think that's happening.
You don't think that's
That
happening?
would be a horrible draft pick.
I think they should because Anthony Richardson is not ready to play. I think he needs to sit a year, and I think the Colts are probably the one team that could do it.
I
don't think
do
he
want to
will.
remind you, Shane Steichen
However,
is running that
the
team.
only
Shane Steichen. The Eagles'
Yeah, I-
old offensive. No, I'm talking to Robert. It's the old Eagles offensive coordinator,
don't-
and we saw what he did last season.
I
So
don't-
I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not like. If he ends up going to the Colts, I will expect more from him.
He's
Let's
not
say
going to
that.
play, though.
Huh?
He's not going to play.
no,
this
he's not going to play this year.
I
I
know,
don't.
but I'm
Well,
saying,
I'm not
like,
saying he
I don't-
won't. Like he might get drafted in somebody.
I
He might
think-
get drafted by a team
I
that's
think
playing.
it-
Like for example, if the Panthers take him, which I don't think they will, I think they'll take Stroud. But if the Panthers did take,
You mean
not
Young.
Stroud, they're gonna take Young. But like if the Panthers did take him, number one, there's no way in hell the Panthers are gonna sit him because David Tepper is way too impatient with
So
anything.
I think if the Colts were to draft the quarterback, I think it would either be Strauss or it would be Will Levis. I don't think they draft Anthony
Well,
Richardson.
the way your draft is going.
Yes.
Okay.
If
Also,
they were to
I don't know, man. Because I mean, Anthony Richardson is a lot more like.
But they're
Jalen
they're
Hurts.
like a win now team. I think people have to remember that they're not that far. They really just need a quarterback.
also,
The Colts?
Yes,
No,
the
they're
Colts.
not.
Yes, they're much more
They do
closer.
not just
They
need a
cannot
quarterback.
You
They're-
cannot waste your 4th pick on Anthony Richardson and not play all year. What are you gonna do? They have a lot of money
They're-
invested in people. You need to look at their team.
Their offensive line is a good line. I don't think their defense is bad. They don't have a win now
I think-
defense.
Do they have
They
a
don't
coach?
have.
Huh?
Do they
Shane
have a coach?
Steichen.
Oh,
I
they
the
just
Eagles-
said that.
Brandon, you gotta remember,
I wasn't
before
paying
last season, people expect them to win their division. It's the same team.
That division is garbage, like we said last week or 2 weeks ago.
Like they're not that far off. If they that's why I think they're either gonna go where somebody who's ready now, or I don't think they'll take a quarterback at all. But I think they're probably gonna end up taking a quarterback. But I just don't think it's gonna be Richardson. I don't think they can go just give up a year of not playing Richardson. Because then who's their starting quarterback?
Some backup or someone to get off the street.
Let's look it up. But it's nobody.
No, they have their backup. Their backup, they got Gardner Minshew. Like, they could play him.
Yeah,
And,
that
Anthony
ain't,
Richardson.
I love on Griego, but that ain't gonna work, dog.
That's right.
That's not gonna happen.
I forgot about that. All right, let's keep it on. Let's keep it moving.
They'll probably win that division with Gardner Minshew.
Speaking of the Panthers, Brandon, I just read right now as I was looking through ESPN that the Panthers did not tell Bryce Young that he was going to be the number 1 overall pick. Usually some teams do that, but they didn't necessarily tell him, hey, I'm picking you. So just want to keep it from there.
He seems to think so.
That'd be the dumbest thing if they don't draft
him. He seemed to think so, because I think he only visited the Panthers. And that was,
all right.
He didn't go to it,
Number 5, they have Jalen Carter going to the Seattle Seahawks. That would be upsetting to me.
That's a great pick for the Seahawks.
The Lions, your boy, Tyree Wilson, the defensive end. That's who they have going to number 6.
Yes.
The Lions, talking about Jalen Carter again, the Lions said that Jalen Carter's interview completely changed their outlook on him in a great way. So just want to let that be known.
I don't think he gets out of the top 5.
Really?
He's the best player in the draft.
Yeah.
Well, actually, on top of that, as you guys know, I want Jalen Carter to be an Eagle. But
I know you'd like for him to drop to what 10?
10, yeah. Well, he said
I'll be honest.
you saw that he said that he wasn't going to take any more visits out of the top 10 because there's a lot of rumors saying that Howie Roseman said, "Yo, if you're at 10, I'm taking you."
I don't think he get out of 10
he didn't
anyway.
say that he was gonna. He's not taking any more visits at all. He's done.
He shouldn't because he's the best player in the draft.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know.
You don't think he's the best player in the draft?
No, he's the best player in the draft. Is not going to be defensive tackle.
Well, whether you think that, I still think he's the best. Out of all the prospects, I think he's the best player in the draft.
Interesting. Okay.
He's not, like just because Will Anderson hit him, that don't mean he's a better player.
Hey, look, I love Jalen Carter, but
I haven't.
Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead. Do your thing.
No, you finish because mine's in a different direction.
I've obviously seen the tape. I've seen the tape. I do want to say something though.
Go ahead.
He did have some injuries this past year. Okay, he did. Okay. I think he lost 5 games this season due to injury.
I mean, let's be honest.
Last season, when Jordan Davis was still on the team, you had to account for 2 people. You had to account for a 330-pound man and Jalen Carter. That's
still look fine to me this year.
That's when he really turned it on. That's when people started to know his name. Was last year.
But I mean, let's be honest.
I'm just saying.
The
I'm
only
not
reason
necessarily
he would
knocking him.
fall to like the end of the top 10 would be because of the whole incident. Remember before that he was slated to be a top 5 pick easily, but I don't think he's out top 5.
Okay,
we'll see.
Go ahead, Brandon. Say your thing.
This is. I don't think it's a hot take, but it's a hot take in the sense it's not going to happen. But I don't think it's a hot take. I think Seattle should take a quarterback at 5.
Ooh. See, if they took Anthony Richardson, I wouldn't. That would make sense to me.
Because you have Gino kind of passing the torch.
That would make sense, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Oh, I don't even think it's so much about that because I think they can roll with Gino for at least 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
they can be fine with Gino. I think it's more about when remember that pick in the top 5 is not theirs. That's Denver.
Yeah, that is Denver's.
You have an opportunity to pick high in the draft and grab a quarterback when you were not supposed to. I think you have to do it.
That's a good take.
Especially because you don't have a quarterback now. Like, you have Geno, fine, but, like, Geno's not a franchise quarterback. Geno's not going to be their quarterback for the next, 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Wait,
so
I think people need to be careful.
Why?
I don't think Anthony Richardson might not be.
I agree with you. I'm on your side. I
don't think that go in well.
I agree. Just a lot of people have a
people
high.
fall to highlight plays way too much in this era of life.
I wouldn't take Richardson. Richardson for that. I would take Stroud if I was there.
Yeah, I'm not taking him either. You know my number 1 rule.
What?
I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me, name me a good Ohio State quarterback. Still waiting on that day.
I mean, we'll see Justin Fields this week or this season. Say what you want, bro. I love me some Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah. You just love when he turns over the ball.
I love me some Justin Fields.
Yeah.
All right, I got 6% on my phone. I'm going to make this quick. Devon Witherspoon. I'm going to do the top 10, and then I'm going to do notable names. Number 7, Devon Witherspoon going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Christian Gonzalez, my favorite cornerback of this draft, going to the Atlanta Falcons, opposite of A.J. Terrell. I think that's great. The Chicago Bears are drafting Peter Skoronski. I swear to God, if I see Howie Roseman pick this guy, I'm going to be pissed. And then the Eagles from the New Orleans Saints, they're going to pick up Bijan Robinson, which I'm not sure about. What if I like that?
Whoa, are you crazy?
At number 10, though?
That's the guy.
You're nuts.
That's the guy.
Bijan Robinson behind your offensive line?
Hold on. No, because I'm trying to explain. There's multiple things that are happening. You saw it on Twitter just the other 2 days. I don't know if you saw it too, Khalil. Rumors already about Derrick Henry going to the Eagles.
That's not happening.
Hold on.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay, that homeboy. I don't know his last name, but I know his first name is Kareem. He was a great defensive end in the 2000s. His last name is Kabin. I'm not even going to try and attempt it. But he has the same agency as Derrick Henry, and he tweeted out that Derrick Henry is going to the Eagles. You heard it here first. There's multiple things about this. I would like Bijan Robinson.
They should take Bijan Robinson.
I would. If I get more picks. If I trade back maybe to 13 and he's still there or something, I would love it. I would. I'm not. Hold on. I don't know if I'm completely sold on Bijan Robinson at the 10th pick. That's all I'm going to say.
He's one of the best players in this
You're nuts.
That's all I'm saying.
You're nuts. I'm willing to say Bijan Robinson's the best player in the draft. Are you crazy? I'll tell you this right now. If you trade for Derrick Henry and you don't, and obviously if you don't take Bijan Robinson, I don't think you'll get back to the Super Bowl. I don't think you'll make it to the conference championship game.
That's a bit.
I will.
I think it will be.
I will.
You'll be very upset.
You know why?
In like a year.
If I could get Derrick Henry for like what I got for AJ Brown for, I would be completely fine.
So you would rather have Derrick Henry?
I don't think it matters.
No, hold on. It's the premise of it. It's getting a top 10 pick in the pick for one guy, right? Or getting, 2 5th-rounders for an all-star? I would take the other part and then get Jesus fucking Christ.
Derrick Henry is 29.
And you know he wants a new contract.
I'm aware.
So you're going to pay him.
We don't have to. It's a trade.
Yes, you do.
Got a fucking choice.
What are you talking about?
He's not
trade for people. They redo contracts. Did you see what we did with Jalen Ramsey?
That don't mean anything. What? You don't have to trade for everyone, and you could trade and have a win now perspective.
The reason why he's getting traded is because
I don't think you can.
I'm aware.
I don't think you can afford him.
A new contract.
Huh?
You can't afford.
Like he wants a new contract. That's why he's on the.
You'll trade for him, and he'll just hold out, and then you would have wasted picks, and now you don't have a running back.
He's getting.
You're going to redo his contract if you trade for him.
I would much rather have Bijan Robinson for like 5 years, cost effective. You're gonna get his best years for nothing.
He's 29 years old, and he has like 500,000 miles on it.
Man, ran through
over the last 15 years.
And he's still one of the best running backs in the league, top 2.
If he's healthy. If he's healthy.
Oh, you know what you can do with Bijan Robinson?
All right.
Electric.
All right. Let's move on to the other notable names. Will Levis going to the Tennessee Titans. Right, Tannehill.
That makes sense.
Gone. Jackson Smith-Njigba, the Houston Texans at number 12. Let's see if we have any other notable names here. Zay Flowers going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They actually just traded for Allen Robinson for a 7th-round pick. And the fucking Rams are paying 90% of that. What else do we got here?
It's bad, huh?
It is real bad. Nolan Smith, number 20, going to the Seattle Seahawks.
I like Nolan Smith.
So do
That's
I.
a good pickup.
He's a good kid. Joey Porter Jr. going to the Minnesota Vikings at number 23.
Yeah.
Michael Mayer, the tight end from Notre Dame, going to Jacksonville at 24. Okay. Quentin Johnson, the star wide receiver from TCU, going to the Dallas Cowboys at number 26. So that's interesting. I actually kind of like that pick. What else we got? Brian Breeze going to the Saints.
I like Brian Breeze.
Defensive tackle. And then the last pick, Kansas City is going to draft an offensive linebacker, Will McDonald from Iowa State. So there you go. And that's
offensive
it for
what?
Offensive linebacker. Did I say offensive linebacker? I meant outside linebacker. That's my fault. I saw the OLB. So that's it for the NFL draft. The draft is this Thursday. I don't know if we're going to be watching it together
Very
or
excited
not.
to watch it.
I am excited. The NFL draft, I'm not going to lie, one of my favorite parts of sports the entire
Me too.
year.
The madness,
Yeah.
the
It's
random.
insane.
I didn't expect them to draft him, but I do think there's a chance Richardson could fall.
Okay. All right. So he has him going top 5. You have him going
I think he
falling.
go to the teams.
You say Stroud is going to Phew, boy.
I say Stroud what?
You said Stroud was going to the teens too.
It's a possibility. I think Stroud will get drafted before Richardson. I do think it's a possibility. Look, you got to understand, once you get out of the who needs a quarterback era, that upper spot,
The Texans need a quarterback.
no, but they're not going to draft one. Why would they draft a quarterback? They're going to be
Because
bad.
they need one.
But they could be bad this year and then go get the better quarterback next year than anybody in this draft, including Bryce Young.
Not when Lovie Smith is winning you games.
But Lovie Smith's not there anymore. So who's there again? Who got hired? D'Amico Ryan?
Is it?
Yeah.
Bro, they're gonna lose. They have a long-term rebuild. They're not in a rush to win games. They're not going nowhere.
All right. Final thoughts. Khalil. I know you were quiet for most of that segment.
My
Yeah,
bad, man.
I don't watch. I mean, I watch. I just
don't
don't
keep
know
up
what
with the
fuck
draft
Yeah, I
talk?
don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck is going on. What do I have?
Chelsea. Formula One.
No Formula One. Shout out to
The Battlehawks.
the blowout.
They won their game, but the Sea Dragons had to lose today. And I don't know if the Sea Dragons
I think they
lost.
won.
The Sea Dragons are winning 26-3. The Battlehawks are out of the playoffs.
With AJ McCarron's best game, he put up 6 touchdowns.
450 yards with 6 touchdowns.
He was fucking playing out of his mind. Oh my god. They need to expand, add more teams, more divisions. Because all the good teams are in our division. It's not fair.
How many teams is there in the
8.
What's the division? What, 2 teams?
Yeah.
That's a
5-5. It's even.
Yeah, basically. Shout out to Gervonta Tank Davis
Ah, there it is.
for I don't want to make this a race thing, but representing the black folk out there, just
What did Floyd say a couple years? Or it was Adrian Broner?
it was Adrian Broner.
What
I'm
did- are you not gonna say?
not gonna repeat what he said. That shit was nuts, and he had the sombrero on. I think it was bad. No, thank you. Can't do that. I don't think I have anything else though. Fight the power is always Heat and 5. You know what time it is. Panthers. Woo. Woo. Shit.
There's always next year.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I think that's all I got.
All right. Brandon, final thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know what up with Ryan Garcia. That was pretty weak. I won't lie. But let's see. Oh, Manchester United's going to Wembley to play in the FA Cup final against Manchester City.
That's nice.
So that was pretty dope. They won a penalty shootout for the first time in it's probably been 3 years, I think. Yeah, they haven't had much luck in those. I don't know. Is that it? I think that might be it. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, that's probably it.
All right. It will be Monday, April 24th, and your Georgia Bulldogs are back-to-back national champions.
3-time.
Also, want to give a shout-out to Perez.
He didn't
getting-
deny it.
Huh? A shout-out to Perez for getting engaged over the weekend in Japan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in Japan. Shout out to him having a good time out there. What were you going to say, Khalil? What'd you say, for real?
Oh, no, I said 3-time. You didn't deny it. That's what I said.
I just let it go at this point. I'm
Yeah,
not going to tell you to shut the fuck
don't
up
fight the
every
feelings.
single time.
Don't fight
If
the
you want to
feelings.
just say it, just say
It
it. I'm
becomes
not.
the truth.
Oh, Jesus.
You
Here
got to
we go.
accept it.
Oh, yeah. That's it. That's
Oh,
real.
shit. Off topic.
Go ahead.
I don't know if y'all been watching the whole situation with Jonathan Majors. But
Oh no.
me personally, listen.
Bro,
I'm not.
mad.
I know, but listen.
mad.
But it's okay because look, I'm willing to let him go. I'm goodbye. I ain't got time for
Are
that.
the initials JB?
Yes.
Boyega
John
come to the
Boyega,
MCU,
redemption.
baby.
He
Let's go.
needs to be able to headline a franchise like he was supposed to in Star Wars. Disney needs to do right. Cut that man a check and let him be the star that he was meant to be for
Wow.
Disney.
Interesting.
It's redemption. Call him up.
Okay.
Let's get it popping.
I'm all down for John
That's
Boyega
the man
as
that they,
Kang.
because I heard there was a couple of names.
My man
My
from
man's from
Snowfall.
yeah. Which I mean, he's a great actor and all that, but
No, I'm cool off him.
No, I'm cool off that.
I'm cool off him.
They
the
need
main, the main kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
They need to do right by John Boyega and give him the headlining star role that he was promised, and then they doubled back because they were scared about some fat white people that didn't,
But does Kang have to be a black actor?
Yeah.
He has to.
not necessarily no.
So maybe it could go
But I mean,
anywhere.
if you already cast someone who's one,
you're just gonna-
I mean,
oh,
Kang
so
has
the-
purple skin.
Oh yeah.
the Terrence
Yeah, but
Howard
that-
with the Don Cheadle.
Even the original Kang, who's like the Egyptian pharaoh shit, he was kind of a white guy. He wasn't necessarily.
Yeah, that's how it's kind
It
of.
was like a white guy with a tan. It wasn't really a
But,
black
in that,
dude.
but back then.
Oh, there was no, but even in the
that's not fair.
even in the comic, I don't think they was addressing him as a black dude. It was just like a white dude with a tan. You know how this goes. The white man goes to Egypt and runs the place. This ain't nothing new. Like we've seen this before.
So wait, so I mean we're going back to OG trap talk right now. Jonathan Majors, like, is he done?
He might be. The
I
thing
don't
is,
think so.
Disney
They
has
dropped his not him.
everybody except for
Everybody
Disney.
dropped him.
Except
even though
for
the lady came back and retracted her statement.
No, but you know what happened?
No,
more
I'm-
women came out.
more women came out and was
And
like
you know
he
what's-
had.
yeah,
No,
what's-
they were
and they're
like he has a
investigating
history of.
No,
Yeah,
they didn't.
yeah.
I did not see that at
Yeah,
all.
allegedly has a history.
Apparently, he has a history of wilding out.
So you know once they get the
That's
it's a wrap.
crazy.
And the
I
bad
didn't know
part
that
about
at
it is,
all.
the bad part about it is, like we've seen actors and actresses who were like nightmares on sets before, like just
Yeah.
being general assholes to everybody, whatever. Apparently, he has a thing, particularly with the women on set, where he's just like
he's a
he,
little difficult to
Really?
work with.
like yeah.
That's
so,
interesting. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah,
That's really
I'm-
interesting.
I'm cool off
I mean,
that.
I guess it's going to be tough now though, because they already promoted him for Loki, and then they have to show him in Loki.
But yeah, man,
You can- yeah, you
post
can
production.
read- you can just read-
Now,
you
granted,
You think
granted.
Marvel and their post production CGI.
I
is
know
gonna work
it's
the fuck out?
it's shaky over there because they got to work in triple overtime to begin with.
Yeah, I saw Adam Warlock in fucking space the other day. He
That
was
wasn't
in
that bad.
He
No, it
was in
wasn't
front of
that-
a green screen.
Okay,
No,
well,
but like you could tell.
there's another superhero show that I watch on HBO Max, and their green screen is even worse than that. So,
What show was that?
Superman and Lois.
Okay.
It's fucking bad because it's a CW show. It's
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Like it could be worse.
No,
But
I'm all for John Boyega. All for
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, like I said, at this point, I'm cool. I'm not here to defend that man. If he got to go, he got to go. But y'all have to do right and give John Boyega what he deserves.
I'm all for it. Robert James.
All right, I got two things to get off my chest.
Oh yeah, he had PSAs.
There's
We talked
nothing-
about it at America's Backyard. He said, "Oh, I got 2 PSAs for the pod. I'm ready."
Got nothing to do with sports.
Go ahead.
First one, ladies go first. To all the women out there, there's a popular show right now called Love Is Blind. I know you've seen the clip where there's a girl. She tells the dude that the another dude she's more interested in because she's more attracted to him, but the dude and her are already engaged. So the dude goes, "Oh, am I gonna get my ring back?" And she's like, "No, because I was in love with you when I accepted it, even though now she wants to go be with another man." Ladies, if you don't want the man, which is fine, you have every right to do that.
They were engaged or they already actually married?
They were
They're
engaged.
engaged.
Oh,
If just get a man the ring back. If you don't want, why would you want to hold on to another man's ring while you with another man? That's just wild. Come on, man. And to the man, get the ring back. Don't get out here looking like a sucker. Come on now.
Ben Simmons.
But see, he got his back. Yeah, he ain't like no
He's still
sucker.
a sucker. No, he's a sucker on the
Yeah,
bench.
that's your opinion. All right. So, well,
It's a pin in the world.
that's fine.
I saw
And
the
then
highlights.
The second one, the one that's
my
more,
Hey, he was getting them fit. He was getting them fits off. Though.
the more important one. I'm getting a little disturbed with the male community. Look, man, if you were born whatever height you were born, just stand in it. You don't need to go get height surgery. You look crazy. You're a loser. I'm telling you right now. I don't care how low your self-esteem is. Obviously, it ain't low enough. You are crazy. Stop getting height surgery. Men should not get surgery. The only surgery I would even somewhat understand is something with your hair. That's the only where I'm like, get some Bosley or whatever. I could live with that. You shouldn't be getting no male BBL or the extra sketch.
Nah, the
looking
fake abs is nuts.
Kevin. You look nasty, please. And the height one is the worst one. There's nothing wrong with your height. You're taller than most women anyway. Just stop. Why you want to? Just you look like a loser. Just stop,
You didn't
please.
hear about the brother in Africa who said he got the height surgery and
Yeah,
like
you know
he's
what he
gotten
did?
on more dates than he's ever
went,
had?
you know what he went from? He was like 5'4", 5'6". He went to 5'10". What that gonna do for you?
Believe it or not, that does make
That's
a
like
difference.
the average in most women's height.
That
like,
does
that's what
make a difference
woman
for-
want 5'10" and above.
Yeah, that does make a difference for women.
Pathetic, man.
It's an optical illusion.
You
man.
want to open up your chances? You want to open up your chance to get more women? Go get some money. That'll.
Well, if you get
What
leg
Uzi
surgery,
say?
you probably did.
What
have
Uzi say? Can I stand on my money?
Nah, I'm 6'2".
Yeah. Go
You
get some
want
money.
you want to talk about Uzi or whatever the fuck her
Leslie?
name is now?
Leslie Child.
Wesley.
Yo,
Clayton, man.
You know that's fake, right? You know, no, that's fake.
He got an album coming out. That's a rollout.
Bro, you're gonna believe the Daily Loud?
I mean, I don't follow the Daily Live,
Oh, but no, that's where it came
What
from.
do you mean? What's fake?
Daily Loud was the one. He's not gonna turn to Leslie, bro.
No, he posted that.
Bro,
He posted
you
that.
know damn right Uzi ain't doing that,
He
dog.
posted that. He's.
He ain't-
I'm not doing
yeah,
it again.
he ain't doing
but he's
that.
listening.
Oh, shout out to Les.
What do you mean why he wouldn't do that? He had like a rock implanted in his forehead. What do you mean he won't do that?
Wait, oh, is he gone?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't remember when he had the gem put in his forehead and all that weird
Oh,
shit?
Vision. Yeah.
Oh.
Or Adam Warlock, one of the two.
Oh, and another person, Doja Cat, you're making me nervous. That's all I'm gonna say. I love you, but you're making me nervous. I was already looking at your suspect from when stuff I found out a couple years ago that I will not repeat on this podcast.
Oh.
But you're making me nervous.
What Nori said?
What?
She in the chat room showing feet.
We gotta get up out of here. All right, that's enough. All right, this has been the latest and greatest episode from the Scorekeepers Podcast. We'll see y'all next week. Have a great week. Happy draft week.